Right, and let's actually bring in a great guest. His name is Dan Franzese. He's a Republican who ran for Congress against Democrat Lois Frankel here in Palm Beach County. Came close, and I suspect he's going to take another run at it, especially after we tell you about the next story. Dan, good morning. Welcome back.
Hey, Dan.
Good morning. Thank you for having me back.
So great to have you. So we do this Drain the Swamp segment, and Terrence was just talking about the outright corruption that's been alleged for the Bidens. We've seen Nancy Pelosi when she was Speaker with all these ridiculous stock trades, clearly trading on inside information. Nothing is done. You've come from the Finance Committee. If it were you or I doing this, we'd be in jail, I would suspect. But I want to put up on the screen the aforementioned Lois Frankel, who's been this entrenched Democrat incumbent. Okay, sold First Republic Bank stock right before it crashed by 80%. Gateway Pundit gets the credit. Then, mysteriously, oh my gosh, she not only had inside information about the crash, before the crash, but then she bought J.P. Morgan stock, which bought First Republic and now is on the rise. What kind of corruption is this?
This is stuff you see every day in Washington, and the kind of stuff that makes me want to run for Congress and help clean out the swamp. You know, members of Congress have access to information you and I don't have, and they're able to trade on that, and that just has to stop. That's unfair to all of us. And this is why I support legislation that would stop members of Congress from trading individual stocks. But whether or not that's traded, that's implemented, I agree that when I become a congressman, I will not trade individual stocks.
So you're going to run against Lois Frankel? Are
Absolutely,
you in?
Yes. I declared a couple of weeks ago. You got it right. I ran against her last year. We got close. This year we will get over the goal line and finally win back the seat.
Well,
for the
I had
people of Palm
heard
Beach
rumblings
County.
that you were looking at it closely. I wanted to be accurate as always. And Terrence, this man is a rising star among Republicans. And when you've got someone like Lois Frankel who is out there doing this kind of insider trading, let's just call it, let's speak truth to power like Dr. Wolf does, it's outrageous, and she's still in Congress.
Absolutely. But, Dan, it seems like this is a systemic issue because there has been legislation that's been introduced that would focus on this particular issue and would limit Congress members from actually being able to trade while they're in office. But that legislation seems to have always fallen on its face and hasn't really gained much traction. So it seems to me this might be a systemic issue. Your thoughts?
Oh, I think it's very rampant, and that's why it needs to be stopped. But for that same reason that it's systemic, that's why those bills never pass. But I urge voters to put pressure on their members, whether or not this law is passed, that they should take the same pledge that I have, that they will not trade individual stocks.
Let's talk about Lois Frankel. We got about a minute before we're going to hit the opening bell on Wall Street. So I'm sure Congresswoman Frankel is probably at the ready with her TD Ameritrade
I'm sure
account,
she
getting ready
is.
to flip something right now. Nice tie-in. Which is that I saw these pictures of Senator Dianne Feinstein in a wheelchair, desperately clinging to power, going back to the Senate. And I think of Lois Frankel, desperately clinging to power here in Palm Beach County, thumbing her nose. I'm going to flip these stocks. I'm going to use insider information. How does Dan Franzese beat her?
Well, she's a career politician who's been getting away with this stuff for years. When she was mayor of West Palm Beach, there were a lot of questions about her dealings with real estate developers. This time around, there's a number of things that are going to work to my advantage. I got 45% of the vote last time. It's a complete, inexperienced unknown. This time around, a few things are working to my advantage. People don't know this, but last time I was working a full-time job while doing the campaign part-time.
By the way, pardon me, that's the opening bell. Lois Frankel is very excited right now.
Yes,
but
yes.
she won't be excited when she hears what you have to say. Finish your thought.
Sure thing. So this time I've retired as of a month ago, so I'm full-time on this
Full-time
campaign
on this.
from now till next November. That's one reason why I feel we'll beat her next time. This time around, I'm not a rookie candidate. This time I've got 2 years' experience doing it. I've built a team and a ground game that's going to be quite strong. And finally, on top of that, every month, thousands of Republicans keep moving into my district.
There you go. I've seen them every day.
And I've developed name recognition that I didn't have 2 years ago. So all these things are pointing in the right direction that we will beat her this year.
All right. Dan Franzese, how do Patriots out there real quick support you? Is there a website yet? Or are you still building it?
No, I have a new website. It's danforusa.com. My opponent has lots of support from the George Soroses and guys like that all over the world. So I do need conservatives from the United States to support me.
Step up.
If you can go there, there is a Donate Now button at the top of each page.
There we go.
danforusa.com.
Dan, we appreciate you coming in. Good luck to you. We'll have you back in the days ahead.
Thanks. Looking forward to it.